Hi everyone, we are LaChiMoLaLa,
LaChiMoLaLa.
and this is a review of Tomorrow by Together's To Do episode 58. So part two from 57's part one. This is part two.
Staycation.
Staycation. I loved, didn't they call it like a pensioner staycation? It's like it wasn't super fancy or something. I don't know. In the subtitles, they were like kind of making fun of it, but
Yeah.
also enjoying it. So
Yeah.
I
Fake
don't know.
staycation.
Yeah.
Fake staycation. So I did think it's a staycation, even though they were timed. So they had like a bunch of fun for sure. So
Yeah, I do like that they gave them each a different amount of time because I feel like they knew them well enough to be like, you can do whatever you want, and then they would do nothing. So this way, somebody always got to be like, here's what we're doing. No
yeah.
discussion. It's not a democracy. Here's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then we started off on this episode on Yeonjun's time, which is 30 minutes, and it was basically chill out ramen snacks, right? Snacks.
Well, they just got out of the pool, and we were really worried that they were going to eat before the pool. Much
I
happier
know.
that they ate after. We were concerned for them.
Yeah, I mean, like they did though. They ate like light snacks, right? Or
Yeah,
something. We're
yeah,
like, should you be doing that in the pool for like
yeah.
50 minutes, you know?
Maybe that's just a very American thing that you're
Yeah.
not supposed to be in the pool like 50 minutes after you've eaten or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, they had their ramen because they were very very into eating ramen after swimming. Because have you eaten ramen after swimming? I sure haven't.
No,
Yeah.
but I love ramen. I can't
Yeah.
imagine it'd be bad.
Yeah. That is true.
I was
So
laughing though, when they were making the little cones out of the top bit, like out of the cover. Did you see that? And they were putting it in.
yeah.
I've only seen that in K dramas before. So I didn't think that was like a real thing. Like I saw it in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. So I was just like, oh, is that a real thing? I thought that was something they made up like to be cute. And I was like, oh, people really do that?
Yeah.
It seems
I guess.
complicated.
Yeah. I guess it's a thing. You
It
know.
like cools the noodles or something, so they're not quite so hot when you eat them. At least that's what they said in What's Wrong with whatever. You know
Oh.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting to know. I thought that they just wanted to eat from. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys.
It's
I'm very
weird though, right?
uneducated.
Like, why would they put it in? It's like they have a bowl. Why are they
Yeah.
putting it into a cone next and then into their mouths? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I wanted to cool it down, if that was the logic for it, I would just blow on it. But I don't know. I don't know, like over there culturally, if that's a good thing because you are kind of spitting. So I
That's
mean, I
true.
don't know. So
Probably not kosher.
yeah, probably not.
I
So something to
love
learn
that there
about.
was a menu too, though, but it seemed to only be like drinks and ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. But the bingsu, the shaved ice.
Yes.
So, which I really want to eat, by the way, because apparently, the very common one over there is the pat bingsu. I think that's what they ate. Did they eat a red bean one? I forget. They mentioned it.
No, they had like a plain one, they had like a snowy one, whatever that meant. They were arguing about whether that was the same or not. Even they didn't know. They had the
Yeah,
Oreo
Oreo
one.
one. Yeah.
I love how with the drinks and with the shaved ice, they were both at the beginning, they were like, well, let's just get two. And then it was like, well, let's get four. Well, let's get six. Let's just get one of every flavor.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I was like, well, it's okay because they'll burn it off and just like that. So
Yeah, right. I just thought it was hilarious how like the way they were giving orders through the walkie-talkie. I mean, I've never been a server, but I would have killed them.
yeah. Yeah. And like it was so funny, like Huning Kai. Look,
Look at
I
you.
learned a fast
Learning.
learner. So Huning Kai, he's like, where's the bingsu? Like he acted all tough and
Yeah.
everything. And
And then he
then
immediately apologized.
yeah, he's like, sorry, bow. He kept
It was
apologizing.
so funny. And of course, Beomgyu is such a little troublemaker. He was like, I've got an idea. Well, first they had extra Americanos, right?
Mhm.
And they're so sweet. They instantly were like, oh, we'll just give one to the crew. And then they were like, oh, we can't just give one. So let's order a bunch. But
Yeah.
one of them will be gross. And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's do a game for me, I was like,
Right.
oh my gosh, yeah. He is the rascal of the episode. Like
Yes.
total rascal. So, and it's so funny, like he was just like, just his facial expressions of,
So happy.
he's so happy to do it, you know? And I was like, oh my goodness.
I love that he like turned the tables. That's something the producers and directors would always do to them. And he instantly was like, I've got an idea. Who's down? But I also love that the crew was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I want an Americano, so sure, let's do it.
Yeah, they totally rolled with it, which is like really cool. And it's so funny, like the whole production team was like in a very tiny corner too, you know.
Yes.
And I love it together. Yeah, and I love like the video editing too, like Shutter, and like, you know, like even though they couldn't show like their faces, like you kind of have an idea like, oh, he's up to something, you know.
Yeah, when they had like the little like scared like what are those little blue like thought bubbles popping up from them, they're like, no.
Yep.
What is he up to now?
Yeah. Oh, yep. Total rascal.
And it sounded gross. He put a lot of soy sauce in.
That was gross, dude. That was
gross. I don't think I would have taken a sip. And then afterwards they all took a sip.
Yeah, well, it was really okay. So the luck of the draw, not gonna lie, I'm like, okay, please let one of the TXT guys get the drink. Serves them right, you know? Right. And so I was like, okay, hopefully one of the guys gets it, you know, not the production crew, you know, because it's just funnier, you know, just to see their expressions, you know, and it happened. So I'm like,
right. I know the crew. I loved when they show the picture of all the crew drinking their drinks, and they're all like, tastes good.
Yeah, they loved it. And they're like, oh, thank you, you know, and then poor Hyun Kai, he's like, ugh, he looks so disgusted. And like that face, like, do I have to drink this? Like,
and Beomgyu was like, drink it.
Yeah. Drink it. Oh my gosh. And all of them wound up drinking it. So
yes. And then they were like playing, you know, rock, paper, scissors to see who would have to drink it. But in the end, they all had to drink it. So
yeah. Okay. So out of all of them, I think Yeonjun's expression of drinking it was the funniest part.
So funny. And they were like giving him crap because he like didn't take a big enough drink. He literally ran to the bathroom. He was like, nope. No.
Yeah. And Taehyun was like, oh, you know, I normally like salty stuff, you know, but that's really salty. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, obviously. I like salt and vinegar chips, but I'm guessing I don't want a soy sauce Americano. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is just gross. And Soobin was like totally dead against it. He's like, nope, not gonna do it. And he wound up drinking it anyways.
He caves. They just pick away at him until he caves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I noticed that in this episode, you know.
He also didn't want to play the VR, but they were like, come on.
Yeah, and then they finally got him to play because they wanted him to admit that I guess he was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm not scared of that game. And finally, yeah. And then finally the guys convinced them like, well, if you're not going to play the game, you have to admit that you're scared of the game. And I thought like Soobin was like, ugh, okay, fine. I'm scared of the game.
I'm a chicken.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so funny. Oh, I also thought it was hilarious. Quick rewind a little bit. How Soobin and Hyun Kai were like trying to make cotton candy. And they were like, why is it white? We'll put in green and blue or green and purple. And now it's white. What's happening? And when they asked Beomgyu, like, when you did it, was it white? He was like, yeah. And that was like the end of the discussion. They were all like, okay, I guess it's only white. Like, it didn't make any sense. I was like, shouldn't it? Why would they have all the colors if they didn't come out colored?
Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah.
I felt like they were doing it wrong.
Yeah, they probably did though. So I mean, like Hyun Kai just poured like the sugar like right in the like
all around.
All around instead of putting it in the center. So
it was like he was splashing poker chips. He was just like, here we go. This'll work.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. And so until Soobin's like, that's not how you do it. You put it in the center, you know. Right.
But Soobin didn't know how to put it on the stick. So
yeah. It's like
he was stirring it like this.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Hyun Kai was like, I think you're supposed to like twirl it with the stick and not do it what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, and they were both like, It was just hilarious. Everything that had to do with the cotton candy maker last time and this time was great. It really honestly made me want to have a cotton candy maker.
Yeah.
I was like, this seems fun. Even when you mess it up, it's cute.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they totally made it look cute. So yeah, so that was fun.
That
But
was cool.
yeah, and then they did the VR game, which Taehyun, right? He tried to avoid it at all costs for the longest time,
No.
and his luck of the draw of rock paper scissors. He
His face, he looked like he was gonna pee his pants. He was like, ah.
yeah, and he only could get through the tutorial, right? Like he
Yeah,
could.
I'm not even sure he made it all the way through. He could barely talk to the character.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, but then Huening Kai, like all of a sudden, like he's like, okay, I have all this courage now. And he's like, I got this kind of thing, and then he wound up, like kicking ass in the
Yeah.
VR game.
Yeah. And I
So
liked how Soobin kind of kept like talking shit about the other guys. And finally, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was like, hey, if you haven't done it, you can't say anything.
yeah, I think it was Taehyun because like he was so
Probably.
salty about it,
He was salty.
Yeah.
And
So
then they switched to a very weird game that I was like, I don't understand why you would do this. It was making pizza for people.
yeah.
Like,
What was it, box
what
before
was
or
that?
after? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me of that uh okay, so there's like this app that I used to play all the time. I forgot what it's called, but it's like super fun where like um you're pretty much like an employee and each person comes in and you have to do exactly like like that pizza, like that game, like you have to do exactly like put the mushrooms or whatever, and then more
Is
people
it
come.
timed or something?
It's timed and it's accuracy, so you have to get it down right. And if you miss like a recipe or something like that, or you miss bringing it over or doing it in a certain order, then you lose. So
Ah.
yeah, so Yeonjun was really good at it, so he wound up doing it like really well. So, and then he was super cute about it because he has like, oh, my pizzeria, kind of thing.
I just loved every time he had to roll the dough. His face was hilarious. His
Yeah,
mouth was open and he was just like using the little thing.
he was totally into it.
He was really into it. And he was like kind of annoyed because they wouldn't accept the pizza unless it was on a plate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like it's easy, like that those types of games are easy in the beginning, but then like as the stages get like harder, like them like more people would come in, so you have to be like really fast at rolling dough and then like
Okay.
putting
Yeah. Cause
all
I was
the
kind of like,
ingredients.
this doesn't seem very hard, but it makes sense if it like speeds up.
Yeah, it speeds up really fast. So then that's where Soobin comes in, which he's like not so good at this game at all. He's like, I mean, it seems like he doesn't play these games like really well compared to the other guys.
No, which is funny because he's really good at regular games, like PlayStation games. He will constantly like wipe the floor with everyone else, and he'll be like very like he's kind of a sore winner. He'll be like, "Oh, ugh, so easy. Oh, did it again. Oh, wow, wow, wow. I wish someone here could challenge me. No one here can."
Oh
So it's hilarious
wow.
that he's so bad at VR because he's kind of a jerk about PlayStation.
Wow.
But in a cute
Okay.
way, because we're still Subin. But yeah, so I was surprised when he was like, too many onions. Why won't he eat it? Like,
Yeah. It was so funny. And it was like 0 when he lost. So I thought that was really funny.
and I loved
So
how Yeonjun was like, "You're ruining my pizza parlor." And he was like, "Where'd everyone go?" And Taehyun was like, "Word of mouth, buddy. They're out of here. They sucks." It was so cute.
it was really cute. Yeah.
And then they switched to boxing, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So Taehyun was really good at it, I
He was
thought.
very, very into it. It went on for a long time. You could tell why they were so exhausted at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? He was really funny. Like he works out a lot, huh? Because I feel like he does.
Yes, he does. He
Yeah.
loves the Hive gym.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
hi. And so he works out a lot. So I felt like he had an advantage for that game,
Right.
But does Beomgyu work out a lot?
Beomgyu works out. I don't know if I say a lot.
Not as obsessed as
not as
Taehyun,
obsessed.
right?
I'm not sure he does it every day. I think he does it because it's part of work. I
Yeah.
think Taehyun would do it even if he didn't have this job.
Yeah.
So that's a subtle difference there.
Yeah, totally. So he's kind of like RM where like he needs to go to the gym and okay, yeah. So because the reason why I say that is because Beomgyu was hilarious when he was playing that game. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, it looked like a dance move, like, but it looked like an uppercut. So I'm like,
and when he was just doing this, where it looked like he was just mixing things in front of his face.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is going on here?
But he was killing it. He was Yeonjun was like, oh my gosh, he's doing so much better, and he's not doing anything a real boxer would do.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, he won the game.
Yeah. So. It made me think of, remember when you first started playing Guitar Hero? Like, for me, I actually play guitar. So the first time I played it, I was terrible. My friend's like, stop pretending you're playing a real guitar. That's not what this is. This is a video game. And I was like, like, I can't just play, like, it's not the same at all. So it makes sense. He's like, I don't box. I'm going to crush this.
Yeah.
JK would probably do terrible.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's JK. I feel like he's good at everything, so I don't know.
But I feel like that game completely exhausted them, and then it was like, whose turn was it next? I think it was it Taehyun's maybe, or Soobin's?
So we went through Yeonjun's, which was like the snacks and stuff like that, right? And then the random games was for 60 minutes with Beomgyu.
Yeah, so the longest amount of time they picked. They were like, let's play games.
Yeah, and then Soobin, his was like, wait, was it
45? Something around
40 minutes, I
think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, and that was like, the guys were like, oh, I'm beat. Like we need
a rest. Can we take a nap? And they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Take a nap. Was it a nap? No.
Yeah. So I mean, Soobin and Beomgyu truly wanted a nap. They looked so like cozy, and they're like,
I loved how Soobin got down. Like, Beomgyu just flopped down, but Soobin literally was a mole who went under the comforter and came out the other side.
Yeah.
Like, it reminded me of Odie, his hedgehog.
That's so cute.
I was just like, why? Who does that? Why would you do that? It was so cute.
Yeah, that was super cute. But then the other two, the younger line, oh my goodness,
the youngest.
Oh my gosh, Taehyun and Hyunin Kai.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you guys doing? And that's like, I was like, all right, yeah, I could tell that you guys are young. Like, there you guys go, just out of the blue. It's something that brothers would totally do, like just rustle out of nowhere.
Right? I kept expecting one of their moms to be like, stop that. Knock it off right now.
Yeah.
Like, they were just wrestling for no reason.
It was just so random.
It was hilarious because I feel like Hyunin Kai's the very youngest, but Taehyun does not have the height or the shoulder width or the muscle mass, let's be honest. Taehyun's like kind of more of a Goliath than him. Yeah. So I thought it was hilarious because he was trying so hard and Hyunin Kai was like barely moving. He was like, haha, just like laughing at him.
Oh my god.
Oh, are you gonna move me? Try. Like, it was so funny. And Taehyun was like a little like rat with his little, well, he's a chipmunk. He was a chipmunk with his little back feet trying to like knock him over like a gladiator. I feel like that's how they ended up with pillows, because he was like, this isn't working.
Yeah, and they dragged Yeonjun into the whole pillow fight because like that was like the guy was just like singing for a little bit, you know, and then like
just hanging out on the couch, chilling.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, bonk with the pillow, you know. And then they all got into like this big pillow fight. They went inside to
room.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, they did not let Soobin or Beomgyu sleep at all. There's no such thing as a nap time.
No. And I just thought it was funny too, because then you get to see like the little like who allies with who, like little rivalries. I think I've told you before, I feel like Yeonjun always tries to get everyone to gang up on Soobin, which he definitely did again. And like Soobin and Hyunin Kai usually form an alliance until something goes wrong, and then they turn on each other.
Yeah.
Beomgyu, I think, is the only person who never picked up a pillow, and he was like, guys, why are you hitting me? Yeah. I don't even have, like, someone stole his pillow to fight. I think Yeonjun took the pillow he was on to fight.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just listening to music, guys.
Yeah, poor guy. And I was like, oh, he just wants to sleep.
He just wants to sleep. And there was like not once, but twice where they just all surrounded him and beat him up with pillows. And then they just like ran away. And he was just like,
Yeah.
He really seemed like the older brother at that point.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, and in this episode, like they love to do, there was another instance of Taehyun making fun of Yeonjun because he's born in the 1900s. Born in 1999. So when he was like, oh, it's just like that thing. And nobody knew what it was. And he was like, oh, it's the old guy. Old stuff. Like he's like, oh, he's taking us way back. Like they'd never miss a jab to say that Yeonjun's old. He's literally 1 year older than Soobin. Not even like 6 months. But they love to talk about he was born in the last century. He was like an old man.
Oh man.
I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, the pillow fight was really fun. It went on for a while too. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah. And then they gave up, right? And they wound up doing like a hammock, like on Susan. Like they're like all tired, and then they couldn't like lift him up because like he's just so
tall, and he also works out a lot.
Yeah. So they couldn't lift him up.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we need 4 guys. So they wound up lifting him up, just and like
they were like, ugh, it's too much.
Yeah, they just gave up.
And they're like, who's the lightest? And notice they put Taehyun in there, even though he works out every day. They were like, he's definitely the lightest. Throw him in. I would have thought Beomgyu, honestly. So I was surprised that it was like unanimous. They were like, get in here.
And then he wound up going inside, right? Or doing the hammock thing, and then
they managed to pick him up.
Yeah, they picked him up just fine, and then they wound up beating him. I'm like, you guys are such brothers, I swear.
Right? They were all kicking him from underneath, like out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, just I don't even know who started it, but one person starts it, and then they all join in.
Yeah, I think Soobin did. He's like, get him, or kick him, or something like that. I'm like, oh, you're a rascal too. So
definitely. But I love that when they dropped him, he was like, it kind of felt like a massage chair, but like hardcore.
Yeah, he was like all good shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like their time was up, their staycation was over. It was really funny because it almost felt like it was like almost like prison, but for fun.
Yeah.
They were like, you're going to have exactly, 3 hours to have fun. And then you have to go back to your schedule. So I thought that was really funny. And then when they were like gathering up all their stuff, they're so adorable. Like they thanked everyone for like being there, for doing their job, for working, which I think is amazing. They're always thanking the crew. They're always them getting them drinks. Like they're always doing stuff like that constantly. But I just think it's funny. They're always like grateful to them for everything. And it's like, they're getting paid to do this. I mean, still be nice, but it is actually their job. Nobody's ever been that nice to me when I do my job. So I'm obviously in the wrong job. How do I get to be a producer on To Do?
I know. We got to figure that out.
I loved how Yeonjun, he never got to play with those Legos, and he just took the whole stack. It was very Tae. It was very V. He just put 6 stacks of Lego. He's like, thanks guys, bye.
Yeah, he looked so happy with them though. He's
my gosh, he was like giggling and smiling. He was like,
yeah, like that was like a huge stack. Yes. And it was so funny because the last episode, he already claimed them already.
Oh yeah. He was like, these are mine. And they were all like, yes, those are yours. It's not that maybe they don't want to do them, but they recognize that it's his thing and he's going to get those for sure.
Yeah.
I just wonder, when does he have time to make them? They literally work from like 8 a.m. till midnight every day.
Yeah. No time whatsoever.
No. Yeah. They don't have weekends and holidays. What are you talking about?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as weekends. So
I'm just picturing them. They must have like a shelf in their dorm of all the ones he's done so far.
Yeah.
It'd be adorable. I want to see it. Take us there. Send us a picture.
At least take a picture.
At least take a picture. Reverse that, please.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty active on there, so why not?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so this was a really fun episode. Like them doing like a fake staycation. So I mean, even though everything was timed, like they still had a blast.
It's funny because you can see how much like even when they're at play, they try and cram a lot in.
Yeah.
Like I think of them as always active, always doing stuff. Like they couldn't even take a 40-minute nap. It's just
Yeah.
not possible. Like they go nonstop all the time. And if you think about it, they've probably been doing that for like 4 or 5 years now. So it's hard to just turn off.
Yeah.
You know, they're too young to be burned out yet.
I know, way too young to be burnt out. Yeah, they're not even close to being jaded. So
no, I just love everything is still like joyful and fun for them. I mean, like we said, Beomgyu's joy of just making a disgusting coffee was like happier than I feel about something that's legitimately worth being happy about.
Yeah.
So I just love that they're always like so happy and upbeat and like just kidding around, and nobody gets off scot-free. Everyone gets teased, everyone's in the same boat. Like they feel very much more like they're all the same line, even though they're not.
Yeah. Which they're just so hilarious. Like they're
goofballs.
Yeah, they're goofballs, and they're definitely like brothers, because I have 3 older brothers, and let me tell you.
You're like, you want to see a pillow fight?
Yeah, come on.
Come to my house on the holiday.
Yeah. Wrestling, come on. Yeah, so yeah.
But I am looking forward to the next one. I'm hoping they'll do like more of a challenge. I love when they do challenges. I also love when they go camping. They seem to go camping a lot. I don't know why. But last time they went camping, Beomgyu flew a kite for literally like 2 episodes. He was so into it, and he was just like running around flying his kite. Like they managed to make really weird stuff interesting. But I do like when they have like more of a mission, like some sort of scavenger hunt or a challenge. It's always fun. So I'm hoping that's for next time.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it, because like they kind of just relaxed, in the returning for the last 2 episodes, so they just want to like ease our way into it. But now I feel like they're probably gonna have like another challenge or a challenge like after, so
because they took a pretty long break, so they're probably like, hey guys, remember how you're supposed to be doing this too? Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I think the break was like 4 months, right?
Yeah, I mean,
to 5, I think.
Only a break from To Do. They were very busy, but yeah, it's like then you gotta work this back into your schedule, so
yeah.
And I'm happy they did. Yay.
Yeah, the show's very therapeutic for a lot of MOAs out there, so which is you could attest to. So
I'm excited. I'm happy they're back, and I just want more shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Lots of shenanigans, let me tell you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching episode 58, our recap of it. So we can't wait for next week. So we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
And we will see you guys for episode 59.
Yep. Annyeong.
Annyeong.